Feel like hockey weather back here finally?
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good.
Your power play, looks like the puck movement, player movement maybe's picked up a little bit in recent games. I know that's been a focus. Maybe still not the results necessarily that you want game in, game out, but you feel like it's moving in the right direction?
It is. It's creating chances. It's gaining us momentum. We'd like to see the puck go in a little bit more, but it's not going to go in until you start creating more chances and get the puck moving around. We had a couple of really good looks last game. It didn't go in, but as long as we're getting those looks, then we're making progress, because there was a couple of power plays that didn't. I mean, we weren't even getting a shot on net. So the puck is moving a lot quicker. It's moving around. The players are moving around more, and we're getting more opportunities because of it.
Must be a point of pride, though, that you guys are where you are right now, and there's still, you would be the first to say, there's a lot of room for improvement on both special teams, right?
Yeah.
Speaks to the strength, especially of your even strength play this year.
Yeah, but until you win a Stanley Cup, there's always room for improvement, and it's so on everything, and that's the way we live here. Every day we want to address things. Every day we want to keep getting better, with the ultimate goal of the Stanley Cup. But until you win that, you should be trying to get better at everything every day.
And on that point, you mentioned the Stanley Cup, and probably 31 other teams talk about the Stanley Cup, but the reality is often come January, there's a bunch of teams that's a pipe dream for at this point. You guys are number one in the NHL right now, so that kind of talk isn't, it's not going to be dismissed.
We don't look at that. Right now, we just look at getting better. We look at the process every day. That's what we keep our focus on. That stuff will take care of itself. As you said, there's still half a year to go. We've got 43 more games to go. During that time, we're going to try to keep getting better. So if we do get in that position, that we're ready for it.
And that's what I was going to ask. Like, you don't sense any change in mindset of your players. You're certainly not playing any differently.
No.
Despite being where you are, it may be increased pressure or spotlight or whatever, doesn't seem to be impacting anyone.
We haven't done anything yet, right? Get in the playoffs first. So we haven't done anything yet. Yeah, we've had a good year up to this point, and we're going to keep pushing them and keep pushing them and keep getting better.
Rick, what goes into the last game? Like, it's 6 games in 9 nights, third and whatever. It's the end of the road trip. It's end of a dad's trip. There's so much there. I mean, we've heard before that these can be scheduled losses or trap games or whatever, and you guys come out and win 6-2. How do you explain that from your team?
A couple of reasons. One would be the depth, where we roll 4 lines for the most part. Does it cut into some ice time with other guys? Yeah, but for the long-term benefit of our team, it's important that we get in those stretches of a heavy, heavy schedule, that you are able to roll 4 lines, and you do trust your 4th line to be out there against anybody, which we're able to do. And we're trying to keep the people as fresh as we possibly can, so that we can continue to play well and keep our team game, our 5-on-5 game, on top of where it is right now. But that's what we really stress, is everyone contributing whatever they can. The role is different. The status is the same. Everyone's an important part of the team. It's important we roll 4 lines, 6 defense, and it's important that everyone keeps focusing on the process, that we just take care of game to game.
What do you say to people that might, I mean, there's so many positives right now, but people like to talk about, point or poke holes at it in time, but maybe you're peaking too early. I'm sure you've heard that before on teams that have been, really good in January. No, I assume that it's usually you want to keep it climbing, though.
Yeah, we just want to keep playing well. We want to keep playing to our team identity. We want to keep playing to our 5-on-5 team game, which has been good all year. It really has. And so that's our job, is to stay on them, and their job is to keep buying in and keep coming to the rink ready to play.
How do you assess Adam's captaincy through the first half of the season so far?
We said when we named him captain, and we had Mark, we had Mo, we had good options, and we went with Adam, and Adam is just the same. right? Which is what we were hoping and expecting. He would just continue to be the same guy, and he is. He's the same guy that has a great presence on the ice, the same guy that's going to show up and battle every night, same guy that's going to show up and be one of our top penalty killers and do all the little things, all the dirty little things necessary to win. Going to the net, finishing hits, making his presence felt. When something's going on, he's the first guy in there. So he's doing everything that we had hoped, and there's been no change to him. And that's why we went with him.
Last one for me is, what don't we see? What don't we see? Like, we only see, I think you said 10%.
I'm going to tell you what you don't see?
Well, I just ask, what behind the scenes stuff does Adam do that maybe, is there anything that?
No, I mean, he, on the bench, he's very good on the bench. When things aren't going good, to be vocal, very good in the locker room. He knows when to speak up, when knows to calm it down. Those are the things that, that he did last year as well, too. So that's why he's wearing the C.
Rick, in light of Connor being named third star of the week, coming on the heels of third star December, is this the most dominant stretch that you've seen from him since you took over as coach?
I'd have to think. There's been a lot of dominant stretches. He's been outstanding since I've been here. Right? He has. I've been around elite. I've been fortunate to be around elite goaltenders a long time. He's right up there, but he was obviously very good last year, and he's doing it again this year.
Well, the fact that you're allowing fewer shots on goal, do you see him benefiting from that in his?
Well, we just hope to get in the second half that we're cutting down on his games played, and we're cutting down on the high traffic zones and all the quality, the volume of shots. We're hoping that by March he's still going to be very, very fresh, and that we're not wearing him out. That was the objective going in. Okay, we were better defensively last year. We still wanted to be better this year. We are. LB's been playing great, so it's going to give us a chance to not to play him as much and make sure that we get into March that he is rested and fresh and ready to go.
Yeah, on the subject of Brossoit, have you already mapped out your second half there? With will Laurent have more planned starts like as it currently exists?
Yep. You don't think I'm going to bite on that one, do you?
Yeah, can you give them all to us right now? Just one last one for me on Pascal. I know you haven't worked with him, but obviously we're familiar with him here in Winnipeg. Rick, you're familiar also with that moving from an assistant into a head coach role, which Pascal did kind of unexpectedly this year. What's the challenge? It almost feels like an assistant might be the good cop and the head coach is the bad cop. And can it be a difficult transition to now step into that more powerful role and hold guys accountable? Pascal's done things like bench or scratch Patrick Laine this year to obviously send messages. Is that a difficult role?
Well, I think as an assistant, you always try to build a good rapport and a good trust with your players. It starts with that. It starts with communication, and I'm sure Pascal's done a very good job of that over the years. But when you're named the head coach, you're the one that has to make the tough decisions. Now, if you've stayed ahead of that and you've built that strong rapport with players and that trust, which is important between a coach and a player, then those decisions are tough, but if they're the right ones, and the players will have to understand. I'm sure they did a great job of explaining things, and sometimes in this position, you have to make some tough calls, and you can't be afraid of those tough conversations, and you can't be afraid to deal with it. You got to deal with things head on.
Rick, just any updates on your walking wounded? Any of those guys?
Okay.
Kyle, David.
He skated this morning. Kyle continues to skate. I'd say he's right on progress. We're hoping to get him skating with the team. We're dealing with, Villy and Cooper very close to playing, so we'll get them cleared by the doctors and we'll make some decisions on them. I think Gus is another bit away yet. He's not quite there yet.
Billy, would he be a candidate still to?
That's the discussion we'll have when we know he's cleared.
And is Kyle ahead of schedule, or is he? You said right on schedule, but 6 to 8 weeks is he close?
It's 6 to 8 weeks. We're in week 4. So we're getting closer to that.
Thank you.
Thanks.